Hey everybody, welcome to Geek Bake Podcast episode 11. I'm very happy to have you here and I hope you enjoy this episode. Straight away, I'm going to bring in my co-hosts. So I've got Nerdy Geezer. Lee, how are you doing today, sir?
Well, do I need to say it? Because it's always the same every episode, isn't it? Just come off nights, 3.5 hours sleep.
Don't tell us you're tired.
Yeah, I'm here. I always bring it though. I always bring
you
it.
Do,
so.
you do.
And, mate. You do.
Our listeners need to know that you put it all on the line for the Geek Bake Podcast, which is, 3.5 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, and you're here, you're present, you're looking good. People can't see you, but I can say.
Yeah, I'd say as well, very sexy. Just want to put that out there.
It's a testament to the podcast,
Because, it's true.
If I didn't care about it, I wouldn't be here.
It's the highlight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent, sir. And the other Lee, of course, Retro Chef. How are you, sir?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Looking forward to this. It's been, 11. We've done 11 of these. 11 of these we've done. Wow, amazing. Looking forward to this one as well. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I'm still enjoying it as much as the first one. Now, of course, the test to any podcast, I think, is its longevity and can it be there, not just 10, 20, 30, but 100 episodes in the future. So let's see.
100?
We're gonna have to stay friends for a long time if we're going to reach that. So,
I mean,
let's hope we all last that long. Let's hope we all live that long.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So, what's everyone been up to, Chef? We've been up to anything interesting?
Back to work now, so super busy. House is nearly done, which is cool. I'm upstairs at the minute with Dory because we've had chimneys taken out. So Dory's in my spare room with me at the minute. But yeah, all good. Just back to work stuff now. School's back, so busy till Christmas.
Just in case anyone doesn't know, Dory is Lee's parrot, not his side chick.
Oh, sorry.
Just in case anyone thinks he's upstairs with his not his missus.
One of my kids locked away in a cage.
Yeah, well, hopefully the house will get sorted, mate, because of course that then leads into the next big build, which will be the games room, right? So fingers crossed that is where you end up. Awesome. What about yourself, Nerdy Geezer? Been up to much?
No, not really, because obviously I've been at work, and I was thinking, what did I get up to last week? I know I did do stuff, but it's no good asking me when I come off a night shift.
I did something.
Yeah,
definitely.
When I've had 3.5 hours sleep, there's no point in asking me these things because it's like brain engage.
You're not sure if you dreamed it or it actually happened.
If you imagine, like with the Enterprise, in one of the films when the warp drive's not working properly and you get that like sort of funny noise when it doesn't actually take off. That's my brain right now.
Okay.
It's not quite
like the hyperdrive in Empire Strikes Back.
You got to charge your lithium crystals and stuff, whatever. You just come off your stream, mate. You just come off your Alien Earth stream.
That was something we did. Chef's got to tell me about this. See? We did that on Monday. That was good. Yeah, we had
very good.
In fact, actually, the conversation got that in depth. We was like, 2.5 hours in before we realised, we should probably wrap up now.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to cover a bit of Alien Earth in this podcast, I think, because it's something that I think all three of us have been enjoying at different levels, and we're talking about it a lot, which is a testament to it, the fact that we've been talking about it. But yeah, also wanted to cover off the fact that myself and Chef have just got back literally yesterday from Sega Zombies. So Sega Zombie, another big YouTuber in the retro gaming scene, also owner of the Retro Realm and friend to many in the retro gaming community. He had a bit of a meetup at his house yesterday for his birthday. I think it was a fantastic turnout. Loads of tubers and friends showed up, spent the day chatting, catching up, playing some video games, eating some sausage rolls made by the wonderful Retro Chef. They were very, very good.
Cookies.
And the cookies. Yeah, not special cookies. They were just normal household cookies.
I missed out on Chef's cooking.
You did. Yeah, he made.
What
were the sausage rolls?
Some.
They were chorizo and.
So they were pork mince with herbs and spices, obviously. Chorizo mince pure and chicken thighs. So a real good. Really, I'll do you some, Lee. Next time we meet, I'll bring you some. And the brand sauce.
Missed out on them.
And the brand sauce that I left at Scott's house, and Retrobate Paul sent a picture of him eating using my brand sauce and his sausage sandwich this morning.
Yeah. Again, for those who don't know, Retro Chef is actually a chef. We don't know the level. You know, he bigs it up a lot, but we don't know if he runs one of those little vans at the side of a motorway or something, or what he does.
A greasy spoon calf in Essex. That's why I mean.
Do you run the calf that the people from The Apprentice have to go to if they lose? You run that little calf, is that what it is?
A few quid in there, mate. A few quid in there.
It probably is. It's probably one of the most famous little calves in London, I bet, at this point. But no, it was a lovely day. It really was nice. And of course, the sun was out, so we all went outside, took a big picture of all of us. And you know, Scott had all of his game systems up and running, his new Neo Geo cab, and he's got his is it an Astro City or a Blast City? I can't remember which one he's got, but he's got a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah,
isn't it a Blast
Astro City?
Yeah, it might be.
Well, it's an Astro something. It's some Astro something. But that was cool, yeah. These Mega Drive games, me and you nearly had them in the back of my estate.
Yeah, so we were left alone. We were left alone for a little while in his room, and we were thinking we could clean him out at this point. Could we? What would we take from here? Because actually, I don't think Scott would notice. He's got so much stuff. I'm not sure Scott would notice if we grabbed a bunch of things. I was eyeing up the Lost Boy figures. I thought I'd have those if I had the chance.
Yeah,
so,
very nice.
But yeah, happy birthday to Scott, Sega Zombie. I'm hoping he's having a great birthday today. And I think his meetup yesterday was very successful. So, testament to him, and him, being in that community, running the retro realm, I think has brought him a lot of sort of love from the gaming community, right? So, very nice day, and really enjoyed it. So let's jump into topics. We might as well, given we've mentioned Alien Earth, let's jump into that one as our sort of first discussion, because I think it's a case no one knows. I always like to make sure, just in case people don't know, Disney Plus, which I think in the US, is it Hulu in the US? I think it might be. I don't know if it's the same.
I don't know, because at the moment they're meant to be folding Hulu into Disney. So
so I think whichever service you have access to, it's Alien Earth on that streaming platform, and it is a TV series which I think is going to run to 8 episodes, correctly?
Yes.
And I think you said also they're going to do several. It's already agreed to do several seasons.
Yeah, the rumors that went round that there was plans for 3 seasons.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And to try and obviously we're not going to do spoilers on here. We're just going to talk about it in general. If you want to have a deep dive into what's going on with it, then Nerdy Geezer's channel, he does a live stream and covering. It's every 2 episodes, so there's a lot to talk about. So if you go over to Nerdy Geezer's channel, there's really, really good discussions about each episode in depth, obviously with spoilers, and I really recommend you go over and check it out. But for here, I think we'll just try and stay high levelish and talk about actually, what we're enjoying about it. So for those who don't know, it is a series that is set before the first Alien movie. It is a exploration ship that's gone out to find specimens of aliens, and it is traveling back to Earth, and on its way back something happens and it crashes on Earth, which is all covered in the trailer. If you've seen the trailer, there's no spoilers there whatsoever, and it kind of then goes into a whole world of espionage between all of the big corporates. It talks about in the beginning how the world is no longer run by governments, it's run by the big tech, it's run by these big corps, a bit like today. If all of a sudden, hey, who knows, it could happen, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Walmart were to take over the world and run the world, what would happen? Also other planets as well. So and of course, as you can imagine, it's an alien series, so things go wrong. There's a bit of espionage, there's a bit of treachery, and I think it's actually so far been pretty good. I won't say excellent, but pretty good for TV. Chef, what's your thoughts on it so far? I guess we're halfway through the series, right? So we can only really talk about that. How are you feeling about it?
again, I want to say go and watch Nerdy Geezer's stream because it's great. It's a great watch with great guys on there, all alien lovers with their own little different views on it, which is great when it comes to something like a franchise like this. I'm loving the look and feel. It's very 70s, like very 1979 Alien look and feel. There's always lots of questions and stuff that I want to get answered, that hopefully will get answered throughout. I'm loving that it's got different companies. I was hoping that we'd see the Tyrell name, obviously, because we had that little what was it? The rap sheet from Dallas. Was it that? Yeah, Dallas on his
Dallas
thing.
Yeah.
I was hoping we would see that name, but not yet. But then obviously there was people saying about if you've not seen Blade Runner 2049, whatever it's called.
2049.
The company of Tyrell then is called something else, and they were trying to work it out if it was going to be. Anyway, yeah, I'm loving it. It's different, if that makes sense. It's not the same, so that's always a good thing. It's a different twist on the story of the Alien franchise. We get to see more of the Alien do stuff, which I think is cool. Especially in the latest episode, we got to see a lot more of the Alien, which is really interesting because we've never seen so much up close Alien stuff before, really. And I'm loving the other Aliens because they all do different stuff. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and I think that's worth mentioning. It's almost like I wouldn't say quite a creature feature, but it isn't just the aliens we know it today. It's also because they've collected other alien specimens. It's actually quite refreshing to see other pretty horrific things, you know. So Nerdy Geezer, what's your sort of thoughts at the moment? Up to what we episode 5? We're halfway through almost.
Yeah, we just finished 5. So I've been on quite the roller coaster, and obviously while Chef was saying about we've got to see more of the Alien, that's great. I was sort of like pulling a face for anyone who can't see me. There's a reason for that, Chef, because and the reason I say I've gone on a bit of a roller coaster, right, is for the most part I've enjoyed it. There has been some things I've not been a fan of, but nothing as much as the latest episode. There's problems with it. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything, so I'm not going to go into all of it. But if I was to put it in broad terms, dumbest crew you've ever met. And when you say you see more of the Xenomorph, I don't necessarily think that's a good thing, because the more you see of him, the more you realise it's a man in a suit.
Oh no, yeah, definitely that.
I mean, there's a bit where he's like jiggling his head near a door, and it, it looks like someone doing some funny dance in a Xenomorph costume. It looks really weird. I mean, I was saying to Martin earlier, there's a bit where they've got a suit on him, and I'm guessing it's got like a green sort of metallic tint to it. And when the light shines off it, it basically looks like one of them old dodgy suits out the old Doctor Who's, So, yeah, I mean, I think this episode has kind of like made me step back a little bit and go, oh, you've got to remember it's Disney, haven't you? Sort of thing. But up until that point, I was quite enjoying it. There were the odd niggles, like we've briefly discussed, Martin, about, plot armor and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was enjoying it until this episode. And then I was like, oh, hang on a minute. Like, what are we doing here? Sending the dumbest crew in the universe to go and collect these things. Like, what are you doing? How did these people get on this ship?
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust them to do my washing up. Like,
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things to call out there, in that obviously they are trying their best to blend physical, actual special effects with digital, and it flips between them, obviously, as and when needed. When it can be a man in the suit, it is, and of course when he's running across walls or up or outside or leaping through the air, then obviously it's not going to be a practical effect. It is it's digital. And I think there are a couple of times where you kind of go, oh, you didn't need to zoom out that far.
Yeah.
If you'd stayed a little bit tighter in on that shot, then it wouldn't have looked quite as obvious as literally it's a man standing there.
It is the wide shots, isn't it? The wide shots really give it away. Yeah.
But I do appreciate they're trying to do that, because I think the CGI can always be a bit ropey as well. So, and obviously I imagine it would rack the budget for each episode will probably go through the roof if they had to do digital for everything. So, and as for the crew, I mean, the problem with all Alien movies, pretty much even from the beginning, they're all pretty dumb. When they find things like an egg and go, I might stick my face up to as close to this egg as possible, and not not maybe have any precautions whatsoever. They do like to stick their faces near very dangerous things.
I've got to add something, as you're saying about sticking your face in the egg, right? The best one is Covenant, where David's like, look in here, and he goes, where? Like, it is pretty much that, isn't it? He goes, oh, have a look in there. Like, and the guy just goes, oh, and looks, and then that's the worst one. That one was really bad.
I would warn people against, if you don't know what something is and it looks like it could be really weird, maybe don't go face first. Maybe just a precautional thing that you can maybe think about. I think it's I would definitely say it's worth watching, given what TV shows are out there, and given Disney's unfortunate track record with a lot of TV shows and movies over the past few years. This feels like, it's quite weird to say it, the best thing on Disney Plus at the moment, or Hulu, and therefore I would definitely recommend checking it out. Of course, we've got 3 episodes to go, so and I feel like it's definitely not going to wrap everything up. If they've got multiple seasons, I assume we're going to end on a fairly significant cliffhanger to keep us all waiting for the next one. But I'm still in that optimistic state of, I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to let some of the really janky things go, because hey, more aliens is great, right? And is there going to be a Blade Runner reveal? Is there going to be some of the other things that we've seen? It would be amazing if they did. Is there going to be Predator reveal in there at some point? That would be amazing as well, right? So I am hopeful of that. Chef, recommend people to go and watch it?
100%. Yeah, if you love Alien, then definitely go and see it, because it's the only Alien fix you're going to get for a little bit.
Yeah. What about you, Nerd Geezer?
I'd recommend it. But what I would say is probably like, maybe have some sort of like, what's the best way to put it? Like, when you go into it, don't expect it to be as good as Alien or Aliens.
Yeah.
Like, I think you've got to have some sort of expectation, reasonable expectation, because if you go in thinking it's going to be as good as them, then you probably would be disappointed. But if you go in thinking, well, it's probably going to be better than Alien 4, you'd be right, because it is. Or better than the prequels. Yes, absolutely, it's better than the prequels.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely put it above Romulus, the last movie. I think it's definitely better than that.
Have you heard that Fede Alvarez? He's not doing the next one, is he?
No, I hadn't heard that. No.
Yeah, I saw a thing pop up online. He's not doing the Romulus sequel, apparently. So I don't know who's doing that now.
Okay. Well, yeah. To me, I would rank this sort of after Alien 3. And I know not everyone rates Alien 3. I personally do enjoy Alien 3, but this definitely feels better than Alien 4, and it definitely feels better than the other Alien stuff out there, the Alien Predator stuff, and the last movie as well. So I definitely recommend it. Of course, it could be better in the next 3 episodes. Who knows what happens? I might even be singing its praises more in the next 3 episodes. But it's Disney, so you go into every episode with a little bit of who knows?
Yeah,
they've got plenty of time to screw it up, right? So,
well, I mean, you said that on the stream, didn't you? And you are right, because they do it. They do this all the time. Yeah. They sabotage.
And also, it's quite common for TV shows to not stick the landing, right? So they do great. Stranger Things is a bit like this. There's a lot that happens. You really, really enjoy it, and then the last bit just doesn't quite land, because they either have to rush to an ending, or they have to try and tie up loose ends, or they just leave some loose ends and forget them, and like hope that people don't remember. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this wraps up for this season, and is there enough to want you to come back. Now I hope we get to see the downfall of all of the corporations, because we know in the future there's only Weyland-Yutani pretty much of any significance.
Well, do we though? Because the problem is we don't, we only see in space, really, don't we? After, and that's the thing. I think at this point you're meant to think that Weyland-Yutani's pretty much got dominance in space.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. They could still be around, just not in space. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
So,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, maybe. So, but that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see some of the other corp, because at the moment we've got Prestige and we've got Weyland-Yutani, and do they talk about any of the others? Not really. Is there? No, there's no mention of it. So it'd be nice to see them come into the fold.
Yeah,
see
they
what
haven't
they're
mentioned
about.
them.
And yeah.
But,
So yeah, definitely recommend it. Actually, be a great point to shout out what you were going to call out, Chef, around Cineworld at the moment. Given this is all aliens talk, you know. Go on, tell us what Cineworld are up to.
Yeah, so I'm part of a Facebook group called the USS Sulaco or something, and so another UK based Facebook member posted that Cineworld across UK is on the 30th of September, so this month, is showing Aliens, the director's cut, for one night only, for one time only. It's at 7:30. Now, I've already booked my tickets, and I'm going with my missus and the kids because they really like Aliens as well. So, and obviously, I've never seen Aliens on the big screen. I was like 4 or 5 when it come out. So, I'm actually can't wait to see this on the big screen, to see Hicks, to see Ripley, and to see everything Aliens. So yeah, on the 30th of September this year, obviously, Cineworld. I believe it's 7:30. It's on. So go and see it, people. If you're the same age as us, in your early 40s or late 30s, if you wish, you haven't seen it on the big screen. So yeah, your chance to go and see it, Cineworld, end of this month, people. Go and do it.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be. I'll certainly have a look. Problem we've got the issue with our Cineworld. I don't know, Lee, if you know any others, but our Cineworld is quite an old cinema. It's not.
Yeah, it's small.
It's small and quite run down, and they keep talking about closing it down. Hopefully they don't. But I don't know many others where like, because if you're going to go and see this at the cinema, and it's on one time, go to the best cinema you've got, the best Cineworld you can get to, with like really nice seats, really big screen, nice audio and all that. Where our Cineworld is a bit like, it's been the same Cineworld for 20 years. I might have to look around to see what other ones are out there. But yeah, definitely around. I mean, it'd be amazing, right, to see Aliens on the big screen.
Definitely.
You know.
I don't know if you can see this, boys.
Oh, hang on. Lee is showing us currently a map of the world. I can't really see what the writing says.
Yeah, I'll read it, I think, because it's not very clear. So anyone who's listening, like, it's got the 5 companies and their territories, but you basically got, obviously we've got Weyland-Yutani, obviously we've got Prodigy, which is the main one.
Prodigy, not Prestige. Yeah, sorry, yeah, Prodigy.
But then you've also got Threshold, Dynamic, and Lynch. That's the other 3.
Yeah.
So that's your companies, and they basically, between them, they own all the the continents.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, yeah. That's what I mean. Hopefully, we do get to see some of the others.
Where's Tyrell?
Is that, maybe that becomes a merger.
Tyrell?
There might be a merger. There might be an acquisition that takes place.
This is the thing, isn't it? Tyrell could have been bought up. I mean, you don't know. Even Weyland-Yutani might have bought it, because when you look at Dallas's record and it says he was an employee at Tyrell, well, he might have ended up at Weyland because they bought it.
Yeah, correct.
Which would make sense, right? You got Sims and all that, so it would make sense.
And that plays into all of the sort of corporate, way of things. Mergers and acquisitions happen all the time. That's how these companies grow to be as big as they are, through acquisition. So maybe that's going to be part of it, and that'd be really cool to see. So, awesome. So I think we're basically saying you should definitely check out Alien Earth on streaming, Hulu and Disney Plus, and if you can, get yourself to the cinema to go and see Aliens 30-year anniversary, and go and listen to a pulse rifle on massive speakers. That'd be really awesome.
and then check out my No Late Fees live streams.
And then pick absolutely. Then definitely 100%.
Do that first.
Yeah. After you've seen once you've caught up to episode 5, go back and watch all 3 live streams from Nerdy Geezer, and you can have your opinion as well. And then when is the next one, Lee? Do you have a date for it already?
I'm aiming for either the 16th or the 17th. Because and then when we do that one, it'll be episode 5 and 6. So
that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So what we do is we're doing it every 2 episodes. So
very sensible, very sensible. Awesome. Right. I might come over to let's go to a bit of gaming. Let's go into a bit of gaming. Nerdy Gears, I think you've been playing and I don't know if it's new, but it's not that old at this point. But obviously it's a remake a reimagining of an original game. So X Out Resurfaced, I think you've been spending some time with.
Yeah, obviously they've done some work to it. I mean, Resurfaced makes it sound like they've just reskinned it, basically, doesn't it? But I kind of think it actually is more than that, because I found the original one, and I'm sure you'll back me up on this, Martin, because you've even played it recently.
Yeah,
the original one it punishes you. Like it's there to make you beg and give up. Like it is, isn't it? It's one of them games that's like just there to tell you how rubbish you are and tells you to go away and rethink your life. Whereas with this one, I don't feel you get that at all. It's a little bit more forgiving. Like, don't get me wrong, you can still like hit things. I mean, I was playing it, and because of the way they've redone it, like some of the background stuff looks like it's background and it's actually not, and you hit it and you're like, oh, that killed me. All right.
It can be quite frustrating sometimes in
shooters.
So yes,
there are bits like that, but as a whole, it's a little bit more forgiving. It's don't get me wrong, it's still difficult, but I feel with the first one, there's a lot of stuff on the screen. It's almost a bullet hell, and then you got to avoid everything because one hit and you're done. Whereas I find with the newer version, it's maybe not as busy, maybe not as many bullets flying at you. Don't get me wrong, it's still challenging, but I don't know. It's more enjoyable, I suppose, is the way I'd put it. And I'm really enjoying playing it, actually. I get a little bit further each time I play it. So, and of course, it's a good pick up and play game, like, so
yeah,
shooters always are, aren't they? So,
yeah. Yeah, so for those who don't know, it's a left to right shooter where you're actually a submarine, which I don't think when I was a kid I quite worked that out, because you just assume whenever you're playing a shooter game, you always just assume you're a spaceship in space. But obviously, no, you're actually a submersible, and I think you have like a choice of 3 different ships that you can have. Is that right, Lee? Is it 3 or is it?
Yeah, but I don't think you can use them straight away in this one.
Yeah,
I think you're limited to the first one.
Yeah,
and then obviously
each ship has like a way it can be configured. So you then you have a certain amount of credits, and you use that money to buy components to add to your submersible. So let's say you want, a split shot at the front, you want a homing missile, and you want some sort of rear shot to protect you from any creatures or monsters that come from behind. And then you sort of configure your sub, get it how you want it to go, hopefully have enough money to buy the bits you want, and then off you go. You try and get as far as you can, and obviously if you complete a level, you can go back into design and upgrade your ship and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, as you said, Lee, the original, which I played on the Amiga, I don't know if it came out on many other. It must have come out on other consoles, I assume.
It was out on the C64.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember it being very good though.
Yeah, I don't recall playing it on the C64, but definitely to me it's one of those things that's X out, Z out, like they're
Amiga.
I don't know, Chef, whether they got console releases. Would you know? Was it?
I've never heard of this game. Never played it.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, well, okay, because it feels like it would definitely run on it would definitely run on a Mega Drive or a SNES. You would feel like, I'm surprised it didn't get like a Mega Drive release or something, given how many shooters are on the Mega Drive.
The only submarine game I used to play is one that all 3 of us, is Submarine Attack on the Master System.
Yeah,
that's the other, which is hard as hell.
Yeah,
but that's the only is In the Hunt on the PS1 and Saturn. Yeah. I don't know many other, to be fair, off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is basically R-Type underwater. That's kind of
yeah,
way
pretty
I can
much.
say it, you know.
Yeah.
It feels like that. It has big bosses just like our R-Type that sort of take up half the screen, and you're trying to, you know, take them out. Obviously, the
Good
nice
music.
thing is you get the upgrade. You start them level powerful because you've picked what weapons you want to have. So as you play, you might learn levels and think, actually, this level really needs a that sort of triple wide shot or a concentrated fire, or it needs to rely more on missiles or the kind of shots that go to the edge of the screen and go along because there's lots of turrets I need to take out. So the point being is, as you sort of play and get used to the levels, you then pick a loadout that helps you with that the most. But as you said, Lee, it's a very unforgiving game in that it's a one-shot death. You know, that's it, job done. And I have many times, it was interesting you brought it up, driven into what I thought was background and is actually foreground, and that rock was the death of me. So it's and it can be hard to differentiate between those things. So yeah, so what's different about the new version, Lee? Is it because looking at screenshots of it, it's almost like you've got a health bar now rather than one-shot death?
Yeah, you don't die straight away. Well, it kind of depends on what hits you.
Okay.
You can still die within, like, for example, I crashed into a spike at one point and that killed me completely.
Yeah.
But it seems that you can sometimes like knock a bad guy slightly or get hit with something and it won't kill you straight away. It might just knock your shield down. That's what I mean. It's a lot more forgiving. You don't have so many things coming at you, sort of thing. You have got a little bit of life to play with. Don't get me wrong, like I said, there are certain things that will just finish you. But as a whole, it's the music's just been tweaked, so I suppose it's a little bit more because I'm playing it on PC, so you know it now sounds like something that should be running on a new console or a PC. You know, it's the same music, but it's just been done in a way that sounds right on a new system. You know, it hasn't got the original Amiga sound to it, if you know what I mean, but it's still the same music. And then obviously they just polished the graphics and that. Still comes up saying Rainbow Arts. I don't know if that's because, you know, the original was Rainbow Arts and it's paying homage, or whether Rainbow Arts are still a thing and involved somehow. I don't know, but it does say Rainbow Arts even on the new version. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
But it is a much more enjoyable experience because I remember as a kid getting really annoyed with a game and just turning it off. And now I find that I'm like, oh, I got a bit further that time. Like, I'll give it another go. Like, you know, it's just, you know, it's a bit of a payoff.
I think those one-hit death games. I mean, I wish I was better at shooters because I really, really like I even really like bullet hell style games. Like, they just look so cool, and like there's explosions happening everywhere. There's coins and stars and things that you got to collect all over the place. There's bullets filling the screen. You're trying to dodge like millimeters. And they're like they look incredible, but they just seem in a nightmare to play, and I wish I could get better at them. So I think being able to switch to almost like a slightly more forgiving model where it's a life bar, and you know you can take. I understand if you're going to fly into a brick wall, then fair enough, your ship's going to blow up. You're going to fly into a brick wall. That I'm on board with because that's just your positioning on the screen. But if you get hit by at least one bullet, I mean, you're supposed to be flying, or in this case, using a super advanced submarine. You're telling me it doesn't have any shields, doesn't have any armor? Come on, you can at least take one. You should be expected to take 1 or 2 hits. Otherwise, you've built this massive glass cannon that doesn't really feel like it's got much survivability. So I think that probably feels a bit more forgiving in that at least you can do. And I guess you could always then maybe up the difficulty so that it does get to a one-hit kill when you've kind of mastered the game and you feel like you're really confident in it. But for that, if you want people to play your game, I think you've got to be able to go, look, it gets harder as it goes along, but we're going to help you with giving you opportunities to survive and stuff like that. So it sounds like I need to check it out. I've been looking just now on Amazon. I think it's like 35 quid on Switch and PS5. I think it's out on. And then I imagine it's significantly cheaper on Steam because obviously it's a digital only product. And it's
I got it in a sale, I think, on Steam for like £12, I think.
Yeah, that's. I mean, this is one of those things that I think is classically in like a humble bundle or a Steam sale. Yeah, just looking now, it's $17.99 on Steam. But I would definitely recommend waiting for a Steam sale. They happen almost every couple of months, and this is one of those things that will absolutely be in a Steam sale. So yeah, if you fancy picking it up, it looks lovely. I mean, it's still got that retro pixel art, but just modernized. You know, it's brighter. It just looks more colourful.
Got more depth to the background.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, so yeah, definitely worth checking out. A little bit different from your classic space shooters, being a submarine and taking on all sorts of weird and wonderful monsters. But yeah, awesome. Chef, let me come over to you. Samurai Jack. Tell me all about Samurai Jack.
So it's a TV show that came out in, I believe, 2001 on, I think I watched it on Toonami or Cartoon Network, wherever it was back then, about a samurai who had no name, who was a prince, who had a sword, a samurai sword, a katana that could cut through anything. And the evil Haku was trying to take over the world. Unfortunately, before Jack got to kill him, Jack was flung into the future where Haku's laws are law. And it's like a futuristic story of a single samurai trying to get back to his time to save his world. And it's just, if you've not seen it, I'm assuming you two have. If you've not seen it, it's just beautifully drawn. It's so unusually weird of how it's drawn, the colors, the storyline. You know, in the future he's fighting aliens and monkeys with laser guns, and it's just absolutely unreal. It stopped in 2004 after 4 seasons, and it was brought back in 2017. But what they did is, which I thought was pretty cool, is when they brought it back, they knew that us 15-year-olds, 20-year-olds would be older. So the 5th season is a lot more adult themed, a lot more violent. And the 5th season actually finished off the story because we had a cliffhanger in season 4 back. I'm sure it was 2004 it finished. It's finished airing anyway. And it continued to play for the next 10 years on Toonami, Adult Swim and whatnot. It's had a few games on the GameCube and the PS2, maybe Game Boy Advance as well. It's got a little bit of a cult following because of the art style. And obviously the story being so out there. I've been rewatching it via my EETV because it's on there to watch. I think if you haven't got Sky or EETV or whatever, I think you have to pay for it on Amazon, but it's quite hard to get a Blu-ray. I say it's hard to get a Blu-ray. You can get it, but they don't come as much on eBay, and there's only a few on CEX. But I definitely recommend Samurai Jack to anyone who loves a retro style cartoon, but with a futuristic twist. That is Samurai Jack.
Nice. Just out of interest, I've had a quick Google. I like to do this in the background. It would seem you can watch it on Channel 4 streaming. So,
oh really?
Yeah. So it's available with ads, obviously, but on Channel 4.
I think so. On my EETV, on like BT, wherever it is, BE, it does it via Channel 4 on there. If that makes sense. So I haven't got to go on to Channel 4. So it's free.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Amazon, you just have to pay on Amazon. But
Amazon, Apple, and Google Play, you have to pay. If you've got, obviously, if we have got any US listeners, you can watch it on Hulu, Max, which is formerly HBO Max, and the Adult Swim website, even.
Adult Swim's still going out there. We don't really get it here, which is a shame because they have some awesome cartoons on there. Really good stuff.
Yeah. So I definitely recognize the character. I just literally, obviously, I'm Googling away in the background, and the character I 100% remember. But is it a kids cartoon that's then become a bit of a more of a mature cartoon, or was it like...
So the gentleman, I'm not going to say his name because it's a really unusual name, like who made it. He loved the Kung Fu series with David Carradine.
Yeah.
He loved the lone samurai shogun warrior with his son. He loved that kind of stuff back in the day. So he took that kind of idea, but just brought it up into date. Where the first episode is obviously set in feudal Japan, and then all of a sudden he's in the future, where Haku is law, and then it just continues on. He's trying to get home. He's trying to get back to his future. He falls in love with Haku's daughter, and a lot of stuff happens that in the 5th series with her. But the 5th season is really good. Like, yeah, it's definitely like I said, it's a different kind of watch. So I guess it was kind of aimed at the 14, 15-year-olds back in the day, rather than a younger kid. And then now it's the last season is, to me, is like as if our age people who watched it back then now grown up, because it is a lot more violent. But it's cool. The drawings are weird. Like honestly, my daughter, she loves it. She goes, "Daddy, this is cool. This is so different," because everything's normally quite polished. Oh, I say polished, but like we watched in a cartoon, the Thundercats and all that, they were really nice drawings. These are really jagged edges. Colors are really weird. It's a cool TV show, and the games are pretty good as well. They can fetch decent money as well now.
Looking at it, it reminds me of the old Cartoon Network stuff. The art style,
Yeah, that's what it was on. It was on that first, and then I think it moved to 2, because Toonami was a little bit later, because that's where I used to watch Batman in the Future and Outlaw Star, which is another awesome cartoon anime or manga. But it's Cartoon Network based.
I remember the name. I don't ever remember watching it, but then back then I was probably doing other stuff, so
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely remember, like when I just looked it up a second ago, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that character now.
Yeah, the
so
character's definitely memorable. Yeah.
It's got a very distinct intro song as well. Obviously, I played it the other day on Swap Shop and got a copyright. But anyway, it's really cool. And so you never learn his name, I don't think, because his name's not Jack. They just call him that, but he's just the samurai prince.
Yeah. Do you know what I think when I look at that character, right? In the picture I just looked a minute ago, the first thing I think is karate at a bat thing.
No, I understand. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, it looks very like similar style, right? Like,
yeah, it is. And it used to remind me of First Samurai, because my brother had that on the Amiga. And I think it's on Super NES and Mega Drive. But that's what my brother, like, we used to say, oh, it reminds me of the First Samurai game. But yeah, it's like I mean, I like that kind of stuff, so it appeals to me, and it's just different. It's definitely worth a watch. Give it, I think they're 20-minute long, Martin. They're not very long.
Yeah.
Worth watching, like maybe an hour's worth, and then saying yes or no for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll check it out. I've just noticed that there is a limited run Switch game that's come out. So you're probably, I'll definitely check. It looks like I don't think you can get it from limited run anymore, but obviously it is on eBay and all sorts with lots and lots of Samurai Jack stuff.
Yeah, it got re-released because there's a PS2 and a GameCube version. Yeah, and I think it's like a rehash. I'm assuming it's a rehash. It must be.
Yeah, it's called Battle Through Time, Samurai Jack, Battle Through Time. Yeah. So, but classically, it's a little more limited runs. It's about 300 quid for a bunch of guff that you might need.
Yeah.
Quite a cool title, though, isn't it? Samurai Jack. It's just nice to the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good name.
It's what was good. Sorry, just what was I really enjoyed was that it was set in the future, but he was still dressed as a samurai.
Yes.
So everything else was crazy. They're flying around on hoverboards and spaceships and laser guns and aliens, and then there's this. He just doesn't know what the hell's going on. That's why it's so interesting. It's just so different.
Yeah, and it seems to have either inspired, because when you search for Samurai Jack, it seems to either have inspired or been inspired by that Blue Eye Samurai series that came out,
which is another awesome thing.
That makes sense.
So, which I actually quite enjoyed. That was all right. The Blue Eye.
Yeah,
Samurai.
It was good. I did enjoy that. Yeah.
So I don't know if the doing a second series of that, just out of interest. I don't know if
Yeah,
they were.
the trailer come out last week, like a little one.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. That's on Netflix, isn't it? Blue Eye
Netflix,
Samurai.
yeah.
It's another cartoon-based samurai a series, but it's really quite enjoyable. So yeah, definitely worth checking that out as well. Cool, brilliant, nice one, guys. Well, gaming-wise, I have been spending a lot of time, and I'm going to ask you a question here about games you might return to once in a while. So start thinking about games that you may have played, but every now and then you go back to it and play it again. So I've been playing again Diablo 4. A couple of reasons for that is new patch content, so lots of new builds possible, lots of new equipment possible. But obviously, I haven't yet played the expansion called Vessel of Hatred. So I tend to go back to Diablo, whichever one it was, Diablo 2, 3, and now obviously 4. I go back to that game maybe once a year, and I'll go back and I'll play it solidly for a month, and I'll get all of my characters to max level. And the max level obviously moves every time they do a new sort of season or whatever. I'll get them all new gear. I'll get them all new builds so they can annihilate everything on screen in seconds, and you feel super powerful. And it just feels like a nice thing to do, sort of keep these characters going. I do the same in like World of Warcraft, for instance, when there's a new expansion for that game. So yeah, last month I've been playing Diablo 4. If you don't know what Diablo 4 is, it is a looter sort of dungeon crawler. So it's all about exploration of creating a character, trying to make that character as powerful as possible with skills and abilities, and then equipment to give that character to enhance those skills and abilities, and then dungeon blasting, so going in, killing hundreds and hundreds of enemies, taking on a big boss at the end, in the hope that a new shiny piece of loot is going to drop that's going to make your character even stronger and even better, and the rinse and repeat of that. Now, it's one of those games, it's a bit like some of the mobile games where it's just like a relaxing game to play. Like I've just described something that sounds quite action packed, and it is, but when you get into the zone with it, you almost play it on autopilot. You're just enjoying the process. You're enjoying fighting through all of these monsters, and again, that sort of endorphin rush if you manage to get the piece of loot you need at the end when you've killed the big bad guy, and doing that over and over and over again until you succeed. So yeah, Diablo 4 is a game that I've really enjoyed. The new expansion called Vessel of Hatred is all about Mephisto. So it's all about demons. You don't know Diablo, obviously, including the name. It's all about hell and hell's minions, and taking on the various demons from hell. This one's very much focused on Mephisto and his desires to break out of hell and destroy the world in a place called Sanctuary. And yeah, so really, if you've not ever seen some of the cutscenes from Diablo 4 or Diablo 3, go and watch cutscenes on YouTube. Like, they are some horrific cutscenes. Some of the gore and graphic nature of what they show in those cutscenes from Blizzard Entertainment are pretty horrific. They put like your Hellraiser horror movies to shame a little bit sometimes with what they do to people in a video game. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. But I guess my question to you guys was going to be, are there video games that you've played for many, many years that you go back to every now and then just to have a little blast because they've updated it or something, or you don't even actually, these are so old they don't get updates, they're cartridge-based games or whatever, but you always go back to and enjoy, because Diablo 4, Diablo 3, Diablo 2 and so on are games that I can just go and play. Like, I just have a good time when I'm playing them. So yeah, Chef, any games like that stand out for you, games you just go back to, just play?
I always go back and play Fallout. I always like to Fallout 4. There always gets a few updates. I play that. Obviously, Elden Ring, as you know, we've gone back and played that, which is cool. I'm still playing Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild. Still playing them. And then one that I try and play at least once a month is Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the new HD version on the PS4. I love that game. Like Vice City, yeah, like that game's got, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so nostalgic for me. Even though it's set in the 80s and it was made in the late 90s, 2000s, or whatever it was, I played the hell out of that game. I love that game. It had some great voice actors. Obviously, Danny Dyer was in it. Philip Michael Thomas was in it. Ray LaRotta was in it. Yeah, it's one game that I can always go back and play. Yeah, I think that's about it, really, mate.
Nice. I must admit, I never played. This is a terrible admission. I never played Vice City. It's the one that everyone talks about, but I never played it.
It's set in the 80s, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I played.
Even the music.
I know, and that's why I should probably play it because I'm sure I'd love it. But I played like obviously the originals, like the first GTA and GTA London, where it was top down. And then I pretty much didn't touch a GTA until like 4 and maybe 3. I can't try to remember which one 3 was, but I sort of played.
3 was the first. 3 was the first PS2 version when it was more 3D. Then there was Vice City. San Andreas is up there as well because that is 90s rap gangster. That was wicked. And then you had Grand Theft Auto 4 on the PS3, then so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's really sort of like the 4 and obviously 5. I think 5's brilliant, and I've played through 5 a number of times. You know the story of 5, and I've 100%ed it and done all the side missions and everything else. I mean, you've had 10 years to do it, or however, maybe even longer since 5 came out, and we're waiting for 6, obviously. But I do need to go. I heard, is it true or not? I heard maybe it had a really bad launch. Vice City, when it first came out on the Switch, I heard that the Vice City that had quite a lot of bug issues and like just poor performance.
It may have. I got it on the PS4, and I think it's got San Andreas, Vice City, and one other. I can't remember what it's got. It's got 3 of them on it. I can't remember if I'm sure it has.
Oh, you're on about when they re-released them? Is that what you're on about?
Yeah. They did like a HD remix kind of thing of it, didn't they? And I think at the time when it first came out, I think it got slated quite a lot for quite poor conversion work, and
I think you might be right. Yeah.
But like all things, and this is so common with games, Cyberpunk probably being the biggest one in history of these massive releases, and then it being trying to be converted for systems that maybe can't quite handle it, and then it takes a year later before they've patched the hell out of it, released version 2.0, and now it's okay. So it might be the case with this that it's in good shape now, but I definitely remember it having a lot of controversy about it when it released. But I do need to check it out because I know everyone says, like, if you're an 80s nerd and you have that nostalgia, then this game is like that, especially in that kind of Miami Vice type.
It's
is
cool, man.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
God, dear.
Yeah. Nerdy Geeks, what about you? What sort of games do you always end up going back to?
Well, it's actually quite. I think my most favourite genre, especially if I want to chill out, is a strategy game. I mean, I love Command and Conquer. Also, things like Settlers, that sort of stuff. Halo Wars. I like all them sort of games. Or Star Wars Battlegrounds, because that's another version of it.
Yeah.
So I always go back to them here and there. But another one I like to go back to is Cannon Fodder, which I'm actually playing again at the moment. So
nice.
Yeah, enjoying that. Cannon Fodder is such a good game. And I've got really good memories of playing that with my uncle. So like, it's always a game that I'm fond of, when I go back to it.
It's also timeless. Like the thing about Cannon Fodder, and I think with any of those like games, if you release Cannon Fodder today, if you'd never heard of it and you released Cannon Fodder today on the Switch as a brand new game that no one had ever seen, but all you did was just release the game from the 90s, you wouldn't even know. Like it is a timeless game. Like it isn't dated in any way. Nothing dates that game at all. It's so perfect as a video game. It just works. So yeah, playing it today, like I can bet if they released it on Switch 2, where you could use the Switch controllers as a mouse, which you can do, obviously, which is one of the big benefits of it. Apparently, I've not tried it, but you could play the game on the Switch. It'd be amazing. It would work perfectly fine. You just need a mouse. So it's really cool to hear you're playing through it. You anywhere near? I don't think I ever completed Cannon Fodder, but
I've only just started playing it again in the last week. So yeah. I'm not that far into it yet, no. But I mean, other games I go back to though quite a bit. Things like Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter X, Tekken, or should I say Street Fighter 5? Because Street Fighter 5 is pretty good, pretty well rounded actually. I quite enjoy that game.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 4 is another one. It's a favourite of mine. I love playing that. So
Nice.
yeah, I do like my fighters. Mortal Kombat X as well. Great game.
Yeah.
Nice. Play as the Predator or the Xenomorph, can't you? So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean some of the Mortal Kombat games now have gotten ridiculous, haven't they? The amount of characters from our history in movies and video games, and also I mean you can play every horror character going, every action hero character going, pretty much. I don't know how they keep getting all these licenses to use them, but they do, and the roster of those characters just gets out of hand.
It's good though because it works. I mean, like with Mortal Kombat X, you've got Leatherface, Jason, and then obviously they added Predator and Xenomorph, right? And they work so well in that game. And then obviously later on with 11, then they brought in RoboCop, Terminator, Rambo. I mean, they really put it up a notch with that one, didn't they? You start getting some really big characters in there. But yeah.
Nice. Have you guys ever played like a Diablo game before? Have you ever sort of dabbled with it at all?
Not my thing, really, if I'm honest.
Fair enough. So I keep having a loud motorbike go past. I don't know if
did you have a train go past a little while ago as well? Because I swear
I've got the doors open because it's apologies on this one, but hopefully it's not too disturbing. But otherwise, I'd be sweating in this little hot box in the bottom of the garden. So, yes, yeah, cool. So look, I personally would definitely recommend a Diablo game. But it's nice to hear, and maybe people can comment below. That would be actually very lovely if people did that, to hear about what games do you always go back to. Maybe it's only once a year, maybe it's only when new content comes out, maybe it's just a game you religiously complete once a year because it's one of your favorite games of all time. It'd be great to get a list of those games that people just feel so passionate about, or just enjoy, even from a switch your brain off and play some game that you can get from start to finish in 2 hours, but you just enjoy that process of doing it and keeping yourself sharp with your special moves, or your remembering where the secrets are and all this sort of stuff. I'm sure there are people out there that religiously complete the original Zelda game or something, because they just love the process of going through it and doing it all. So great to hear some of those games that you go through. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that one. Chef, I'm going to come back to you actually no, I'm not going to come back to you. Stuff you. I'm going to go to Nerdy Geezer because I came to you last time. So I'm going to come to Nerdy Geezer on Over the Top. Tell us all about Over the Top, Nerdy Geezer, which couldn't be more of a you movie, I don't think.
It's a great movie. Yeah, I've been waiting for a long time for this to get a UK release on something other than VHS and DVD. Obviously, if you wanted to pay over the odds, you could get it like a German copy on Blu-ray. But so when I heard end of last year that we was getting a 4K release coming out, I pre-ordered it. And at the time, there weren't really any pictures giving it away, but you had two choices. You had the Steelbook or the Media Book. And I'll be honest, I don't buy Steelbooks because I think they're a waste of money, right? I honestly do think they're a waste of money. They're just a piece of metal that 9 times out of 10 actually ends up rusting. So I didn't want that. And I thought, you know what, I'll give a go on the Media Book, which was actually a £5 cheaper, right? Because the Media Book was $27.99. The Steelbook was $32.99. So here's the funny thing, I paid less. But what I noticed when I got it, I did like a TikTok on it, and people were like, "Oh, I've got the Steelbook, and I really wish now I'd got the version you got because that looks so much better." And the reason they were saying this is because with the 4K release of it, it is actually a book that you open up, and on the inside and the back side, you've got the trays that hold the discs, and then in the middle, you've got pages. So he's literally in a book. Some lovely like shots from the film and all that in there. You got special features and all that with it as well. But one thing I'm going to say is the transfer is really good. The sound and the picture is glorious. Like honestly, I watched the DVD of Over the Top probably only about 3 or 4 months ago, and it was probably the first time I'd put it on a big screen TV, and I was like, "Wow, this is grainy. It's shocking," And when you had the faraway shots of the truck, it looked awful, But obviously now with this 4K release, you watch it and it's like watching a new movie almost. Like it looks great, and yeah, I suppose you're probably right when you say nothing speaks more me than that. I mean, ex-bodybuilder, and this is about arm wrestling, pretty close, I suppose. So, yeah, I love it. It's a great film, and
this movie is like testosterone in a bottle in a movie, isn't it? You can't get
that's
more.
What you want. That's what you want. Like this is what new films are lacking. Yeah, all the men are like absolute waste of spaces. No testosterone there at all. More estrogen probably than anything. This was missing, isn't it? 80s, 90s testosterone fueled action. That's what we want.
You need to. So imagine that there's people listening to this that have never heard of Over the Top. So give us a 30-second. Sell the movie to everyone that's listening to why they should watch this movie and what this movie is about. Go on.
Right, okay, so we're greeted by a young lad at a military school at the start of this, and shortly later we have his estranged father, I suppose you'd call him, appear, and he's played by Sylvester Stallone. And it turns out he's a truck driver, and the boy hasn't seen him for a long time, and he pretty much sees his grandfather as his dad. As the film progresses, we find out he's not just a truck driver, he also does arm wrestling to make a few quid. And he's planning on going into a big arm wrestling competition to turn his life around. But obviously it's not as simple as that because it's a movie, and it then turns into a struggle of him trying to get his kid back. I don't really want to give away any more than that because it probably will ruin it. But ultimately it's a 90s film full of action, full of testosterone, full of people getting punched in the face and people getting their arms torn off. And, it's not far off that, is it, with the arm wrestling? And, ultimately they always come with a good ending, satisfying ending. We love it. Popcorn flick all the way. So, yeah. And I should point out the guy who plays Bull Hurley, which is the championship arm wrestler in this, right? They say that he's a 5-time world arm wrestling champion. The guy who plays him in real life was a 5-time arm wrestling world champion. And in fact, one of the bits he says in the film where he says about, I'm going to tear your arm off sort of thing, right? He used to actually say that to people in his arm wrestling career. So basically, Bull is not far from the real life person. So he obviously put a lot of him into that film. So yeah, it's a great film. Watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long, long time since I've watched it, but it is a Sylvester Stallone classic. I was actually really intrigued because I Googled it when you said about the media book. I was like, don't we often know you buying like big books of things? Because I found sometimes I've got big books of things and I never actually read them or go through them. They just become paperweights on a desk somewhere. So I don't try and pick them up. So it was interesting when you said media book. I was like, okay, whole book on Over the Top. That's interesting. But yeah, when I saw what it was, I thought that's really actually very cool. Like it's like you say, it's the movies and then just enough like stuff for you to flick through and have a look and see pictures and that and read a bit of information about it. I've not seen that style before, so I wonder if that's something they're going to be doing more and more of, because I thought that was quite a nice collector's thing to have, like I say, both movies and then not some giant tome of a book, but enough to give you like a good insight into maybe like some of the characters, how the real life person they were portrayed on, and other information about the film, and like I say, some behind the scenes pictures and stuff like that. I thought that's really cool. So that was really nice. Have you got any others that are like that, or is it just that? Is that the sort of the first one?
Just that one. That's the first one. And the thing was, I should add, like, you only had 2 choices unless you bought it on DVD. So the only 2 choices you had was Mediabook or Steelbook. Like I said, I don't really buy Steelbooks because I find that to be honest with you, they're a waste of money. They're just a metal tin that quite often starts rusting. Like, I don't know if you noticed they oxidize so easy, so I don't waste my money on them.
And they dent super easy as well, don't they? Because it's not like it's thick metal. It's like, you know, very thin metal.
Rubbish tin, isn't it?
Yeah, just any slight knock and they'll get a dent in them. So yeah, Chef, you're an over the top guy.
Yeah, Lee knows, in it, because there was a point when I think I've got the German version. I think I got it via eBay for like a 20 quid or wherever it was. And I think I've got the steelbook version because I'm a steelbook collector. And but the media book sounds nice. Maybe I'll go back and get that. And then, but yeah, Over the Top was one of those films we used to rent from the video shop back in the day. I was always interested how Stallone got onto this style of movie, because there's nothing else like it, really, is there? I don't think there's anything like it. I mean, around, I've never seen anything after or before about arm wrestling like this. I know there's lots of other stuff, but I always found it interesting how he got to it, because obviously he done Rocky and obviously Rambo's and everything else, and then he's a truck driver doing arm wrestling. But yeah, very 80s movie. And I really enjoyed it back in the day, because it was over the top. All the sweating, it was always the sweating, and then all the faces. I used to love it as a kid. Yeah, great film.
The bit where he puts the two fingers over the thumb, the old signature, in it, you know, to get the grip. Yeah. The funny thing is, right? Funny thing is, I remember when the film came out, and I used to be going to a youth club, and I remember, like, when that film ran the time it came out, or at least when it was on TV, we'd all watched it, and so we was all arm wrestling, like you know, towards the end of the night. And I remember trying it, and it does actually work. It does actually work, because when you put your finger and your thumb over, you're giving them less to actually grip hold of. So it does actually give you a benefit, believe it or not. So it's harder for them to keep control of your hand.
There's a guy who I follow, but I always forget his name. He's a Canadian guy, and he's an arm wrestler, and he's like, is it Lauren Divot or something like that?
Is it Devon Lariat?
There we go. I knew it was one. Laurie there. Him. I follow him, and like, that's crazy. Like, his arm is unreal.
If you want to know spooky internet, if you ever worry about whether the internet is listening to you, the fact that we mentioned this the other day, and my shorts feed has been arm wrestling shorts, and I've now come to know this guy called Devon Lariat, who
he's unreal.
He is unreal. Like the thing is, if you haven't seen him, just check him out on some of his shorts. He is over the top in real life. He
sounds familiar. I'm sure I've watched this.
You will know him. You will know him because he's massive. He's massive into weightlifting.
Yeah.
Is he arm wrestled a few of the strong men as well? I think I've seen him. Yeah. I know.
And he boxed the massive guy off Game of Thrones.
You're on about Hathor Bjornsson.
Yeah.
He's also sure he boxed him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he boxed him. But he does this technically where he puts his feet right under the table and he goes right back. You gotta see it. It's unreal.
Yeah, I think I've seen this guy. The more you're talking, I'm sure I have seen.
Yeah, you must have. You must have, because he's massive.
I saw a short where he shows some of the weight training he does specifically just on like his wrist and his hand and like that.
Yeah,
and like it's like tiny little movements, but the thickness of his arm and his wrist and hand is like immense, and it's like, okay, yeah, that guy would literally just crush my hand. I wouldn't even want to shake hands with the guy if I met him. I'd be like, you're good, man.
They do like a lot of wrist curls, like, so you got like obviously either way, like inside or outside, but also they do this thing. There used to be one at a bodybuilding gym I used to go at. You got like a plate, the bottom part you put all the plates on, and then you got a handle at the top, and you have to get your fingers and basically squeeze the two metal handles together in order to lift it, if you get my meaning.
Yeah.
That's all on your hands. And obviously you can put as much weight as you want, but I tell you want to get a good grip, that's a great way of doing it. I remember increasing my grip a lot, because when you're doing deadlifts, obviously your back or whatever you're lifting is going to be stronger than your grip. So your hands are always going to want to let go before your back's done. So you have to strengthen your grip to be able to hold on to it longer. And used to do things like that. And you see a lot of arm wrestlers doing them sort of exercises with crazy weight on them. So
Martin,
interesting.
Martin, now that you've seen him, watch his wife when he goes to the to wrestle someone. His wife is the ultimate wind-up merchant. Like, you got this. Like, you're like so over the top. It's so cool. Yeah. Like, it's hilarious. You gotta watch
He's probably thinking at the time, "Sharp woman," like that's what gets him annoyed. You know, he's fed up of hearing her voice.
She's writing checks out. You think he ain't gonna cash these, mate? But then, he's obviously really good. But it's just hilarious. You got this, like the way she's shouting is mad.
But from what I've seen, he also likes the old smack talk when he's actually wrestling.
Yeah, he's a massive wind-up. Yeah, he's a massive wind-up merchant.
If it's the guy I'm thinking of, right? He's arm wrestling Eddie Hall, and he's literally laughing in the guy's face. Like, honestly, he's just holding him there, no pressure on his face or anything. He's just laughing at him.
Yeah, it's great. It's brilliant. Well, look, I hope everyone listening to this is now going to enjoy their feed also being filled with random arm wrestling shorts and whatever it is on YouTube.
Oh, do you know what? Soak it in. It's great. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
And then go and watch the movie because it couldn't be more 80s, 90s Sylvester Stallone, testosterone filled America, like a slice of Americana sort of type thing. Chef is currently showing us pictures of Devon, but it's so strange, isn't it? Because for Sylvester Stallone, it's such a niche subject for him to be in a movie about.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I remember reading somewhere. I'm sure it was something he used to watch at the time.
I'm sure he did.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and that's why he ended up doing it. So
given his world and obviously being massively into weightlifting as well, and the competition with Schwarzenegger and stuff like that, I imagine things like arm wrestling must have come up. Why did we never get an Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sylvester Stallone arm wrestle? That'd have been good.
That would have been interesting. I have to be honest. Like, I mean, I'd always say that I probably prefer Stallone over Schwarzenegger, right? But in an arm wrestle, I think it probably would be Schwarzenegger. I've got to be honest. The only reason I say that, right, is an old saying in weightlifting: mass moves mass. And you've only got to look at Schwarzenegger and then look at Stallone. You know, there's mass moves mass. He's bigger than him. Like he would, you know. So
yeah. But brilliant, go and check it out. Give us your thoughts on what you thought of Over the Top. I'm definitely sure you can find it on the internet to watch it, or go and pick up the lovely media books. It'd be really interesting to see if this is obviously it's very collector aim. It's aimed really at collectors, but those kind of media books will be interesting to see if that's something that other things come out in. Because I'll definitely be a sucker for a Lord of the Rings media book, or a Hobbit media book, or a Willow media book. I can see them all being, that will be something I'll be well into. So
it was well worth the wait. I can tell you that. I was so happy with it. I'm glad, it was worth the wait.
Yeah, brilliant, awesome. Okay, I was going to talk about the next wave of mini consoles that are coming out, or even sort of retro inspired consoles that are coming out. I think we've just had an announcement from the latest Games I think it's called, of the A1200 finally getting seeing that on display and being able to seeing what it's coming with Settlers 2, all that sort of stuff, and also interestingly, one I didn't know about, but the Vectrex is also getting a mini console, and it literally is a mini small version of a Vectrex. And I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on where you stand with them, because my view of them has changed in that I have gone from someone who picked them all up when I could, got them on release, whether it was a true mini console where it's just a piece of plastic with a PCB inside of it and you plug it into telly, or the maxi versions as they may be referred to, where they've got an actual working keyboard or buttons, or you can plug original joypads in and stuff like that. To picking them up all when they came out to now, I'm not excited at all by any of these announcements, because to me, unfortunately, they just feel like hollow shells trying to recapture an experience that I think can only be had with the original hardware. Now, that's my kind of quite harsh line on it. But yeah, I didn't know where you guys stood. I'll come to you, Nerdy Geezer, first, like for your thoughts on past consoles and these two new ones that have been announced. What's your feelings?
I'm kind of like it. I'm kind of with you, but at the same time, I've got another view as well because. So yeah, in most cases they're cash grabs, right? They pretty much are, aren't they? I mean, for example, like where they've released the Commodore 64 Mini in black, and it's like, why have you even done that? Like, why? Who asked for that? So things like that are pointless, right? Now that's not to say that some of them don't have a place. I mean, I've got the C64 Maxi, and the reason I bought that was so I could save the wear and tear on my original C64. So it's got a point to it there, right? And I have got the Amiga Mini again to save the wear and tear on the Amiga 500. So I probably, and I'll be honest, I would much rather have a Maxi over a Mini because it's got a working keyboard. So I've got to be honest, I probably would get the Amiga 1200 and get rid of the Amiga 500 Mini. Save the original hardware, something else to play on, right? Now, they make a point. They all make sense. This Mini Vectrex, I don't get this. I honestly don't get it. And the reason I don't get it is because the Vectrex is very distinctive. It's a vector-based graphics. It's got that glow. The machine's got that hum. There's lots of things about it that are very specific to that unit, that system. And you're then going to put a tiny flat screen in it and turn it into a modern abomination. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I mean, the best way to explain it, isn't it, is to get Star Wars the arcade game and stick it on a mini flat screen. That's what it would end up looking like completely different to what it was intended to do. Yeah, I don't get this. I really don't. I'll be honest, I'm not buying one. I've got a Vectrex. I have no interest in this, so I won't be getting that.
Yeah, and I tend to agree. I forgot actually about the C64 Mini Black that's come out. My only understanding of why anyone would buy that is because, and this is the only reason why I know I'm not going to buy it, but I understand is it comes loaded with all of the Cytronics homebrew games, which I believe if you were to buy this, it is a cheaper way to get all of those games, like the games that are loaded with it. So it's almost like a partnership between the company that makes the C64 Mini and Cytronics. So yeah, that I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. That may be okay, but I mean, obviously, I own them all. I own the vast majority of them all physically anyway. So
yeah,
and I think if you're in this world, you probably want to own them physically as well, right? So I don't that C64 Black Mini, I don't get it really because the Commodore 64 never came in black anyway. It's not like it's not even trying to recapture something that came, the C16 maybe, but that was more of a charcoal, if I'm honest. But yeah, Chef, how do you feel about this sort of the old ones and also these newer ones that are coming?
I think the Amiga 1200 serves a purpose, like Lee was saying. I mean, I will buy one. But the Vectrex is already a tiny system anyway. So what is it going to be on a phone screen now? Like how small is it? How small does it need to be? Like I don't get it. I mean, I want a Vectrex.
Yes,
I ain't gonna buy a Mini. Like I don't see the point.
It's not the same experience, is it? That's the thing.
Of course not. I just play. It's might as well play it on your phone. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
The Commodore 64 Black, really, like if you might as well buy from Etsy or from what do you call it, Temu.
Yeah.
One of those pink, purpley, green, blue see-through cases for CCs. What's the point in the black one? I think they obviously. I know it's a money grab, but then I tell you, the best way to kind of explain it. The Evercade did different systems, yeah, a Tomb Raider one, and I kind of get that because it had the games on it. Like I can get with that kind of program, but with some of these systems, I don't really get it. And then to build a normal, like the Amiga 500 Mini, the keys don't work, yeah, and then they're going to bring out the Maxi, and then so why not just wait and just do it properly? But no, because they want to get more money out of people, don't they? People like us who will effectively buy anything off through it.
Well, why sell it to you once when they can sell it twice? You know,
exactly that. So, but the 1200 I'll buy because I haven't got one. I got a 500. I haven't got a 600, but I would like that. And obviously, it is quite a big console. So the idea of having a system, or the idea of having a smaller one, I think benefits people 100%. You know.
Yeah, I've just by the way, in the background, I've just been looking the current Vectrex. If you have a genuine one like we all do, well, actually, you're looking at. I think it's a 9-inch CRT, so diagonally a 9-inch CRT. Where this is going to come with a 5-inch LCD essentially. So I mean that's not much bigger than a phone. The point? I think my phone is a 5-inch screen. So I'm like, in fact, it might even be more. It's probably bigger than that. So that is pretty small to have. And it's going to be. I'm looking, proposing it to be $175. So what's that going to be? That's going to be like 145, maybe 150. And actually, the reality is it'll be £175 because very rarely do we ever save money based on conversion. They normally are the same. So you're talking between 150 and 175 pounds. You are then at that point, I reckon, about another 150 quid away from owning an actual Vectrex. You can pick them up out there for 300 quid. You know, if you look around. You know, without the, you're not going to get the box maybe, and and the other bits and pieces, and you probably have to get some overlays and stuff like that. But these are available on eBay if you want them. So yeah, I don't know who this is for because, again, it's such a niche system. The only people that are buying it are people that are probably in the hobby like we are, and the Vectrex is like not a grail item, but I think it is a special item for people. It is quite unique in what it is. I just don't think there's a market for a tiny Vectrex. I don't understand it if I'm honest.
Well, like I keep saying though, I mean, it's not even the same thing. That's the thing. I mean, like one of the charms of the Vectrex, other than the sound and the hum you get from the system, is that glow you get from the vector-based graphics and the inlays you put over and the colors pop, right? You're not going to get any of that with this LCD screen. I don't see the point. It's not the same thing.
No.
So, my advice to anybody is save your money and get a proper Vectrex because what you're getting, this isn't a Vectrex.
And that's actually a really good point because are they going to do overlays or are the overlays just going to be in the as a graphical overlay on the screen?
More than likely.
So that kind of makes it even worse, right? So I don't know. I think they're just. I mean, it's going to be a Kickstarter, so maybe it won't work, but I bet it does, just because people often go bananas for this stuff. But looking at it online, from what little information there is, this is definitely not for me, and I don't know who it's for. I don't know who's picking it up. This isn't like a SNES Mini where the SNES had millions of players. I bet the number of people that owned a Vectrex in the UK as a child was probably quite low compared to.
Do you know what would be better, Martin? And I would buy one if they did let's just say they did a collab with Sony or Philips, and they built a 9 or 10-inch CRT TV with it all built in. That would probably sell like hotcakes. Something that is a homage to it, rather than something that's got no nostalgic look to it when it's completely smaller.
Yeah.
So like a reimagining, maybe not a CRT there, but maybe like a new screen TV's all built in, but it's like it's a proper TV.
Just
rather
reissue
than,
it. Reissue it. That's all you got to do.
I don't get it. I just think it's mad, and it obviously will pick up. It will kick off, but unless I see one for super cheap, unless like Amazon doing them for £50 one time, I might buy one. But other than that, I'm not going out my way.
Yeah.
The thing is, like we said before, I mean, a lot of people bought like buzz-off kits for their Vectrex, didn't they, to get rid of the hum? I like the hum. Like for me, it's all about the hum. Like if it hasn't got the hum, it's not a Vectrex, you know. And I love it. Like, I honestly do like that sound coming out of it. And a lot of people sound crazy, but I'm sorry. Like it's just one of the things. It's something I like about the system, and this is the thing. When you buy this modern equivalent, you're not going to have that. Like
No.
it'll be like it's got no soul.
Yeah.
Well, I think that ultimately is where I come to now on these mini consoles or these replications of consoles, is that they do feel soulless to me. They do feel whenever I've hooked up the C64 Maxi, even though from a distance that looks like a Commodore 64, I can't help that know that it's got USB connections, it's got HDMI out, it's basically a Raspberry Pi that's inside of it, and my brain will go, well, that's not a Commodore 64 then, is it? It's not actually got a SID chip in it, it's using emulation for a SID chip and stuff like that, and I can't help but not move away from that. And I'm the same with this A1200. I love the Amiga 1200. It's one of my favorite personal computers of all time. I have one sat right in front of me right now. And I'm so chuffed to have an original. And I know if I pop the A1200 there, because they can't call it the Amiga 1200, they have to call it the A1200. And I just know I won't have the same attachment to it, because I know it'll be emulation. I know it's using HDMI out. I know it's got USB controllers and all these sorts of things. I wish they would, if they were going to recreate, then really recreate, like really go down, still have 9-pin connector for your joystick and stuff, you know.
It could still happen. I mean, you know, let's not forget Perifractic, you know.
Well,
he could re-release. And actually, if you're listening, please re-release the Amiga. You know, the 5, the 6, and the 12. By all means, mate, re-release all of them.
Yeah, he's not. He has, interestingly, he has said it's not. Obviously, he doesn't own the Amiga trademarks. He owns the Commodore trademarks.
Change the name.
I think he has said there is talks. I don't know how far those talks are, but yes, it'd be amazing if he was also not only looking after the Commodore brand, but also the Commodore Amiga brand as well. So, and who knows what we get then, right? You know,
people, you only got to make it clear to people that it's like a modern equivalent of an Amiga. You don't have to call it that, do you?
Yeah,
call it a different name.
Yeah,
I'd buy it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I wonder what else they'll come. You know, is this just going to be the case now? They're just going to look at every. Oh, I mean, what ones? I guess which ones haven't they done is probably the question, right? Because they are getting through them all very quickly. So, I guess we're going to continue to see a trend of these old systems. But I must admit, the Vectrex was a left field one. I wasn't seeing that one coming. I obviously knew they were going to do like the Spectrum, the Commodores, the SNES, the Mega Drives, all these other ones. But I didn't see Vectrex on the list. You know, that was not one I was expecting.
All I'm going to say is they're clearly watching YouTube a lot, I'd say, because Vectrex has got very popular in the last, 5 years, say, especially on YouTube. And I don't know if you noticed, but the trends with these systems they're releasing seem to follow that.
Yeah.
You know, Homebrew really took off with the Specky, and we get a Specky. You know, it took off with the Commodore 64, we get a Commodore, you know. Amiga, same difference. And you'll notice it's following the same trend. So whoever it is that's coming up with these is clearly watching YouTube, I'd say, and looking at the community and going, this is what they want, you know. And in this case with the Vectrex, it's not what we want. It's not what we want. Go away. We want a proper one. Guys, I cannot say this enough. If you want to play a Vectrex, buy a proper one. Yes, it will cost you more money, but trust me, you will thank me for it.
Yeah, I completely agree. If anyone listening to this, if you ever get the opportunity to get one, grab it. Like they are so unique. You'll play it and go, I get it. Like these are such a cool system. Even if you have no nostalgia for it, you didn't have one when you were young, like most of us didn't. I certainly didn't. But the first time I ever got to sit in front of one, I thought, I need to own one of these. They are so cool. And there's loads you can do to it, obviously around modifications, and the homebrew scene for it is extremely good as well. So there's people out there building new games, creating new overlays for the system. It seems to be living on, which is probably a reason why people are trying to recreate a new version. I guess these people might be able to sell their games digitally, because I'm guessing it won't use carts. It will just use an SD card or some description.
I don't like that either.
But that's the case, right? So then you'll have to have ROMs for these games, and you'll have to,
See, the thing is with the Vectrex, right, is it's unlike anything else you've ever experienced.
Yes.
There's nothing out there that's like the Vectrex. It's one of a kind. So just the fact that they're trying to make a mini recreation of that, it's not going to work, is it? It's not. So buy the proper thing. You'll thank me for it, and you can come back and thank me for it. Like, tell me by all means. Like,
hit Lee up in the comments around thanking him for you getting a Vectrex.
I know I'm right on this. I know I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, brilliant. Chef, let's come to you for something else you've been watching. You've been very TV heavy recently, Chef. It's nice. Been watching a lot of stuff. This is the John Wick spin-off, if I'm right, which is called The Ballerina, or is it just called Ballerina? I can't.
It's called The Ballerina, the John Wick something Chronicles, or John Wick franchise, other known as Joan Wick, as I saw in one of my WhatsApp groups, which I thought was quite funny. I really enjoyed this. I didn't go to the cinema for it. I really enjoyed it. It's set, so the story starts when the girl's young and she has a very bad upbringing, and she gets left off with is it Angelica Houston? Is that her name from Addams Family? She plays one of the, in the John Wick movie, she plays one of the ballerina assassin group kind of bosses, and this young girl gets left with her after her family gets killed. But the actual main part of the film, I think it's set between John Wick 2 and 3, I think, or 3. It's when he's getting chased by the high table. Is that 3?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember now. 3 is the one where he chops his finger off, isn't it?
So it's set between that kind of, because he's in it for a little bit, and he tells her, "Don't get into this world." But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. It was good. It's got the gentleman's name who passed away, the concierge guy from the main John Wick who passed away. He's in it.
Lance Reddick, I think his name is Lance Reddick.
He's a great actor. He is.
Yeah. He's in it. Lovejoy, as I call him. I don't call him anything else. It's Lovejoy. He's in it. Gabriel Burns is in it as another group of assassin cult thing. I can't think of the name of them now. Norman Reedus is in it, and he's really good in it. He's really good. It's good. I really enjoyed it, and it's got the other actor's name who I can never remember. He's in Bloodsport 2. He's in loads of. He's like a bit of a B movie martial art expert, and he's in the first John Wick film. He plays one of the security guards, but he's in it again as another assassin, because obviously he's very good friends with Chad. Whether his name is Stansky or whatever his bloody name is. Anyway, yeah, it's really good. I don't know if you two have seen it. It's definitely worth a watch. It's different, and she's very good. Anna de Amos, she's very good in it. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but that wasn't for any other reason than I think when it came out, there was lots of other things going on, and I sort of planned. To me, it didn't look like it was a cinema movie. Like I'd be quite happy to just watch it at home. So I will see where it's out and definitely watch it, because the John Wick universe is really cool, right? So more John Wick is a good thing. And I liked. What's her name? Anna
de Amos or something.
Anna de Amos.
James Bond.
Yeah, she was quite good in the Bond movie. Sidekick in Bond. I've seen her in a few other things, so she seemed like she was a pretty cool character. Of course, it always suffers a little bit with the fact that she's quite small. I have to.
That was going to be my point.
And I know it's going to be a point that's brought up, and I do try and sort of separate from the fact that she's going to have to rely on extreme martial art prowess over strength and that. So, but I think they did it okay in James Bond because she has some good fight scenes in James Bond.
Yeah, she was good in that.
You know, and she's very like Black Widowish, isn't she? So it's a lot of spinning and a lot of movement, a lot of momentum to then have those attacks. So, which I think Scarlett Johansson does quite well in the Black Widow fight scenes. She doesn't try to overpower; she uses momentum to take people out, and I think she does very much of that as well. So you kind of it's done in a good way, and we know from the John Wick movies that these actors are put through their paces, you know, as in they do a lot of the stuff themselves, especially, I mean, Keanu Reeves, you know, the shooting stuff, the stunt stuff, a lot of it is they really do put them through it. He doesn't let them get away with it, right? So,
have you ever seen videos of him when he goes through rifle courses? Like,
I know,
that guy would annihilate you. And we know he knows martial arts from the Matrix movies, so you're in trouble if you get in a fight with him.
And I think that's on purpose, because I've seen that with a lot of the actors that do those movies. They don't just like let them not go through intensive training. So I'm sure there probably are clips of her going through very similar stuff because they want it. They like to keep close camera. They don't like to do jump cuts everywhere. They like to have to see you unloading the gun, reloading the gun, taking people out. It's all very visceral, isn't it, in how it's done? And I'm sure that's probably this. So otherwise, I don't think Keanu Reeves would put his name against it. Otherwise, I don't think he would be involved. You know,
I was more impressed with Norman Reedus. He's fighting.
Cool. Yeah,
because when you watch him in Walking Dead, he's very sloppy. You know, like, but just he was good in this, and obviously the whole franchise, the Continental TV show. If you've not seen it, why have you not seen it? Because I really enjoyed that. I know Lee's looking. I thought that was a really good spin on how Lovejoy gets into it with Martin Riggs. I really enjoyed it. So
the only things I would say about this, right? And this is one of the reasons why I haven't watched it. There's actually two reasons, right? So first one is, why has everything got to be a universe or a franchise? From the John Wick universe, it's like, for God's sake, like, you know, Marvel universe, DC universe, everything's got to be a bloody universe. Like, you know, it's like, I don't like, really, I like John Wick as what it is. You know, it doesn't need to be a universe. Like, I'm quite happy with just John Wick, thank you. And so that was one thing that put me off. But the other thing, which Martin alluded to, you know, 140-pound woman possibly throwing people around 3 times her size, you know, and that was the other thing, because I've had my fill of girl boss movies. I am sick and tired of watching crappy films with middle-aged or tiny women throwing people around 3 times their size. They're not enjoyable. They're not. They're not realistic. And most of the time, these films just go out of their way to tell men how rubbish they are. And I had no interest in doing that again. So now this is the thing. If you tell me it's not that, then yeah, I'll watch it. But I'd literally got to my limit, because we've had, unfortunately, for the last few years, we've had this massive string, haven't we, of these films, these type of films that are just awful. And, you know, when this came out, I was like, oh, God, it's another girl boss movie. No, I don't want to watch that. I've had enough of them. I'm not watching anymore. Yeah. You know, so...
There are. I think when it's done well, it's done well. I'm trying to think of it. What's the one with Charlize Theron's in it, and she's like a blonde assassin type?
Oh, Atomic Blonde.
Atomic Blonde. I thought that was because she. I mean, if you watch that, when she fights in that, those are pretty horrific fights.
Yeah, but that was before all of what we're getting in films now.
I think when it's done well, like that female assassin, femme fatale type character, I think can be really cool. And I did get the feeling from this, because I'd seen a snippet of her in Bond, and the way she uses martial arts, and again with momentum, very Black Widowish, then I thought it actually looks all right. So I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. But you are right. Sometimes it's just like, if you're going to go toe to toe with a guy who's like twice your size, twice your width, clearly weighs it longer, and you're like having a fist fight, you're probably going to lose that fight, you know.
Yeah, because you'll throw 50 and he'll laugh at you, and he'll throw 1 and you'll be on the floor. Like, that's the realism of it, isn't it? Let's be honest.
But I think the people that know that and know though actually then we need to use different. We need to really focus in on technique, momentum, takedowns, stuff like that. You know, get a big heavy man on the ground and he's a lot less useful, right? You know, versus on his feet. So I think that's when they do it well. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it a go and take a look at it, because I also take your point of not everything used to be a universe. The problem with that is, hey, we like money, and universes sometimes make lots of money. So if we can make more money, then that's great. But yeah, brilliant. Well, look, I'm definitely gonna check it out, and maybe we can revisit the John Wick universe another time and see what we all think of Ballerina. So awesome. Look, I'm gonna try and bring this to an end, because we've got to that point again where I think we've talked for a good chunk of time, and everyone's got things to go and do in their lives, not just our listeners but us as well. So let's try and
Formula One. About to start.
Chef's got some sausage rolls to knock up. Nerdy Geezer wants to watch the F1, and I'm going to go and take my dog for a walk. But yeah, look, actually, I'm going to be playing a game of 40k. That's what I'm going to be doing with my son behind me. So what have you guys got coming up in the world? Nerdy Geezer, yeah, come to you first. So what's going on with yourself?
So I suppose at some point I need to do a pickups video, because I haven't done one for a while. Admittedly, my pickups have slowed down a bit because of other things, but I've got a few bits from last month that I haven't shown yet, so I need to do one of them. And obviously, we've got a no late fees Alien Earth stream coming up. Like I say, probably 16th or 17th. I mean, just keep an eye on my channel; you'll see it come up. Yeah, and that'll be episode 5 and 6, so that'll be coming as well. So, and if you want to watch 1, 2, 4, they're already on there. So yeah,
nice. Which you should definitely do once you've watched it on Disney Plus. Come back and watch the live streams, because I think you will find bits you agree with, bits you disagree with, bits you'll have your own opinions on. You could leave comments in those streams, and Lee will read them and come back to you. Because they really go into all aspects, whether you're a lover or a hater. I think there's everything covered in this as well, worth taking a look. Chef, what about yourself?
Nothing, mate. Just Swap Shop end of the month. I'm gonna watch Old Guard 2 tonight, because I've seen the first one. I'm talking about Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
So I want to watch the other one, because I enjoyed the premise of Old Guard. So I'm gonna watch that tonight. Obviously catch Formula One once I get back in. That's about it, really, mate. I haven't got much else going on, to be fair.
Have you got a date for Swap Shop? Is it booked in?
Should be the last Sunday, shouldn't it, of the month?
Should be the last Sunday, which is the 28th of September.
28th of September. Be there or
be. I haven't sorted it out yet, but I will do. Yeah, always good fun. I love getting copyright strikes and getting taken off air.
You can't keep putting licensed stuff on. You can't do that. It's going to happen, and you got to be careful, because it's all right if you get a warning. Right, like last time they took your stream off for a little while. That's a warning. Yeah, you do it again, then you get a strike, and you're going to be in real trouble.
The old raccoons, mate, done me in. The old raccoons.
By the raccoons, mate. I did at one point wonder if your live stream was more of a clip show than it was a live stream. You were a bit heavy on the nostalgia.
I know, it's all part of the
fun. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, but it was Swap Shop continues to be very entertaining. You've always got great tubers on there, and there are deals to be had. So get yourselves over to Swap Shop, 28th of September, 8 o'clock. Correct, Chef? Yeah, it was always 8 o'clock.
That's right, mate.
Yeah, brilliant, awesome. I mean, stuff from myself. This podcast is becoming my most enjoyable, most main thing that I do now. But I definitely want to. I'll be back on this Monday, which will be Monday the 8th, for Monday Night Retro. I have it planned already for tomorrow, so that'll be really good. I don't know if this podcast will go out before or after that date, but essentially Monday nights, 8 o'clock on the channel, the Hobby Lodge, I will be live streaming retro video gaming. I would love to get a painting stream in this week. I've got a bunch of painting projects I want to get up and running, and I've even got a pickups video I need to do, and some reviews I want to do, because I got a whole box of new Commodore 64 games on disc that I would like to go through and talk about. So yeah, there's lots of ideas. Just I need the execution now. That's the problem, as of all of us, time and effort.
Now you have something else you're going to need to paint.
This is true. This is true. I have a gift in the wings from the geezer, which I can talk about on hopefully a pickups video or certainly on a painting video. So yeah, well, look, as always, thank you so much for listening. If you got this far, we much appreciate it. And yeah, we will be back in October for our 1 year anniversary episode. So we'll have to think of something nice to do for that.
We'll have to get some party poppers.
We'll have a look back at some of the previous stuff, see if we got better over the 12 episodes or not. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go from there. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Joystick and let's explore pixel worlds behind that door. Dice are rolling, the board begins. Nerdy vibes for the wins. It's Geek bait, we're hooked for sure. Talking passion, pure and more. Movies, comics, games collide in this retro neon ride. Ignite, phantoms clash, they shine so bright. From galaxies to fantasy planes, we're geeking out, it's ingrained. It's Geek bait, we're hooked for sure. Talking passion, pure and more. Movies, comics, games collide in this retro neon ride. Cardboard pieces to virtual zones, the nerdiest fuel we've ever known. Laughing loud with geeky